Greetings, friends. Welcome to Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. My name is Jason, and today we're going to talk about my experience with the iPhone 12 Pro Max in the 2 weeks since it has come to my hands.
This video is brought to you by PureVPN. PureVPN gives you fast, reliable VPN service at an affordable price
With an industry-leading over 6,500 servers available.
It helps you stream all you want, including Disney Plus and 7 different Netflix regions, Australia, UK, US, etc., plus Amazon Prime, BBC iPlayer, iTV, and more. You want to get online deals for a lesser price? Well, PureVPN can do that by connecting you to different regions where games on Steam, as well as flight tickets and a lot more, might be on sale at a lesser price.
Right now, for Black Friday, you can get PureVPN for 88% off a 5-year plan. That comes in at just $1.32 per month for 5 years. The total price being $79 for that plan.
Try it for yourself. Experience an all-new PureVPN by going down in the description below and clicking that link and tell them that Painfully Honest Tech sent you.
In this video, we'll go through some of the features, some of the highlights of what I've learned in using the phone in that time, and after that, we'll talk. First off, I want to talk about battery life. I've heard a lot of people complain that the battery life isn't as good as the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and while I don't have that particular phone, I used the iPhone 11 all year last year, and that battery life was pretty good. And in using just about every iPhone that there's ever been, I can say that the iPhone 12 Pro Max battery is for real. I routinely go through a full 2 days and then charge the phone while I'm working at my desk around midday on the third day. I pushed the phone the hardest last Sunday. I had 6 hours of screen on time and about 60% of battery used in that time. I'm going to throw those things up so you can check them out. I think maybe people who complain about the battery life on this phone maybe don't think it through entirely, because yes, the battery might be a little bit smaller, but the A14 chip that's in there now actually brings more efficiencies than the previous chip, and so it all comes out in the wash. It's probably the best battery life that I've had on an iPhone, maybe any phone. So to me, the battery life argument is moot. Now, another thing we got to talk about: size. The iPhone 12 Pro Max has a 6.7-inch screen, the biggest screen ever on an iPhone. It doesn't seem like that 0.2 of an inch compared to what was in last year's phone would make that much of a difference, but it does. The 6.7 inches on the iPhone is different than the 6.9 on, say, the Note 20 Ultra. The Note is taller and thinner, so it doesn't really feel as big. The iPhone is wider, and that width really makes the difference for me. I like to read using the Kindle app on my phone, and using the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the first time that I've really felt more like, it was kind of Kindle-like. I mean, the screen's actually bigger than most Kindles. The Galaxy Fold 2 was great for that as well, but it was kind of awkward to hold in one hand and awkward to hold in two hands, and it just really was kind of an in-between feeling to me. But the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I mean, it sits comfortably in my hand. It feels more iPad-y than anything else. There's another aspect of the size we should talk about as well, and that's the weight. The weight of the iPhone 12 Pro Max has been one of the biggest discussion points I've heard around the interwebs. Every year, with every phone, there's always something that grabs people's attention, and then everyone's talking about it, and it becomes the thing that's wrong with the phone. I don't know. The iPhone 12 Pro Max weighs 227 grams. I'm not saying that's not on the heavy side for a phone, but for comparison's sake, the Note 20 Ultra is 208 grams, and the Fold 2 weighs 282 grams. Yet, I don't recall them being really slagged for their weight. I'm not picking on Samsung, it's just that they're Apple's closest competitor in the US, so it seems appropriate to use them as a comparison point. I hear folks complaining about the unbearable weight the phone places on their little pinkies. They hold the phone for a few minutes and the weight just is almost so much to break off this poor little digit. Oh, the humanity. Granted, not everyone has the same size hands. Not everything is as comfortable to one person as it would be to the next, and it's a personal thing. But for me, in having used all of the iPhones that I've used over the years, this one feels the best. I mean, is it a heavy phone? Yeah. I have average sized hands, and I'm a soft old man, but the weight works for me. In fact, it adds to the feeling of solidity that the phone offers. After years of carrying phones that felt as fragile as a porcelain teacup, the iPhone 12 Pro Max actually feels like you could knock somebody out if you smacked them with it. It's a comfort to have a solid feeling phone. I've dropped this phone a few times because I'm a clumsy person, and not a scratch, nothing. In fact, I don't even have like that moment when I've dropped this phone. So it's good to have that anxiety taken out of my life. Yes, the screen doesn't have a 120 hertz refresh rate. Okay? Every year there's some feature that if you don't have it, then the phone is like second class. And this year it's 120 hertz. It's been bezels, everything else, blah, blah, blah. 120 hertz refresh rate is not a sacrosanct feature. I don't care. The screen is amazing. I don't think I've seen a better looking screen on many other phones. People seem to get all up in their feelings about the 120 hertz refresh rate thing, as if somebody had pooped in their cornflakes. But it's not that important. It doesn't make or break a phone. The camera is also the best camera that I've used on a phone. I mean, it sounds hyperbolic, but no, it really is. I'm not a camera nerd or anything like that. The most important thing to me about a smartphone camera is being able to pull it out of your pocket and capture a moment when you need to capture that moment. The iPhone 12 Pro Max has tons of amazing features that 90% of everyone who has the phone will never use. But if you are one of those people who wants to use those things, they're very rewarding. You can capture some amazing photos, night mode, etc., etc. But all the specs in the world don't matter if you can't pull the phone out and just capture a moment right away in a snapshot. And with the iPhone, you can do all that fancy stuff and get that picture when you need to get it. The video on the iPhones has always been better than the video on any other camera. If anything, they've widened the gap this year. There are all kinds of specs out there that I could rattle off about 4K this and HDR that and blah, blah, blah. That's all great. But the only thing that matters to the average person is that this is the best camera you can get for video, period. To be honest, the first 2 weeks of using the iPhone 12 Pro Max, my experience has been just about as close to perfect as I've ever had with a phone. It does the important stuff right, and it does it with style. It has features out the wazoo, and yet if you never use them, it won't matter. iOS 14 has brought a lot of great features to the operating system, and the A14 chip has brought speed like nobody else has seen. Going back to the squared off sides, hearkening back to the good old days when the iPhone design had gravitas, was the right move. It wasn't lazy. I can't honestly think of any complaint that I have about this phone that's worth talking about. I know there are some of you out there who have valid complaints of your own for reasons that are totally fine, and we're going to talk about that down in the comments below. Get down there, start talking to me, tell me what you like, don't like about the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Tell me something else besides 120 hertz that is a complaint you have about the iPhone 12 Pro Max, or what you like about it for that matter. We'll have a boisterous discussion down there in the comments below. At any rate, thanks so much for being here. If you like what you saw here and you want to check out some more, then there's going to be some videos that pop up on the screen somewhere in a few seconds here. Watch those. And then subscribe for more tech goodness just like this. Check out the merchandise that is down below the video. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Once again, my name is Jason. This has been another session of Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.